You know that feeling when you've slept what should be enough, maybe 7, even 8 hours,
Mhm.
yet you still kind of drag yourself out of bed feeling like, I don't know, you've gone a few rounds in a boxing ring overnight?
Yeah, that heavy-eyed exhaustion.
Exactly, that grogginess that just sticks around no matter how much coffee you try and throw at it.
It's a really common experience and honestly pretty baffling for a lot of people. You
Mhm.
put the time in,
Right?
expecting to feel refreshed.
But the feeling just isn't there.
The return on investment isn't materializing.
Exactly. And that's really what we're diving into today. We're looking past just the amount of sleep
Hmm.
and asking about the quality. We've looked at some really fascinating material that helps pinpoint why you might be waking up still feeling just, well, depleted.
Yeah.
So our goal today, to give you something solid, a concrete strategy you can literally start using tonight to actually wake up feeling, revitalized.
And the information we looked at, it points to like three main areas. Three key mistakes people often make, often without even realizing it, that sabotage their sleep quality.
Hidden obstacles, you could say.
That's a good way to put it. Hidden obstacles to a truly restorative night.
Okay, so these aren't just vague ideas, they're specific things. The first one that really jumped out was this idea of missing deep sleep.
Yeah.
What's the core problem there?
Well, deep sleep is it's just incredibly critical. It's the phase where your body and brain do the heavy lifting, the serious repair work.
Okay.
Physical restoration happens then, energy levels get topped up, memory consolidation, important cognitive stuff.
So if you're not getting enough of that.
Exactly. If you're struggling to reach it or maybe you keep getting pulled out of it, then even a long time spent in bed won't give you that rested feeling.
Ah,
Well, you might log, say, 8 hours, but if most of it's just light sleep, well, you're missing out on that profound restorative benefit.
right. So you can be technically asleep for hours, but if your brain isn't cycling deep enough, consistently enough, you're just sort of skimming the surface.
You got it. Skimming the surface of rest.
Okay. Now, the second mistake our sources pointed to, this one feels like something many of us might be guilty of. A nighttime routine that's actually backfiring.
Oh, definitely. This is where good intentions can kind of go wrong.
How so?
Well, think about it. How do lots of people wind down? Scrolling through social media, right?
Mhm. Or watching TV.
Or catching up on news on a tablet. Watching an intense show right before lights out, all that blue light from the screens.
Yeah.
It can really interfere with melatonin production. And melatonin is that natural hormone telling your body, hey, it's time for sleep.
Okay. So screens are a big one. What else?
Well, caffeine's an obvious one if it's too late in the day. It's a stimulant, keeps the brain buzzing.
Sure.
And even things like dealing with stressful work emails or doing mentally taxing things right before bed, that can leave your mind racing. Hard to switch off.
That makes total sense. So even if you physically get into bed, and maybe you do eventually fall asleep,
Your brain's still kind of wired.
still processing all that stuff, like trying to park a car gently when you've just slammed on the brakes.
Yeah, good analogy. And the third piece of this puzzle, which I found really interesting, is the bedroom itself. How your actual sleep environment can work against you.
Okay, tell me more about that.
Precisely. Your bedroom should be a sanctuary for sleep, right? But often, there are little things in there actively preventing deep rest,
Like what?
like too much light, maybe from streetlights outside or even the glow from electronic chargers, clocks.
Mm.
That light disrupts your body's natural sleep-wake cycle. Noise is another big one. Traffic, neighbors, even a ticking clock.
Yeah, that can be annoying.
It can easily pull you out of those deeper sleep stages. And then there's the physical comfort aspect. An uncomfortable pillow, a mattress that's too hard or too soft.
Right, if you're physically uncomfortable.
You just can't fully relax into that deep sleep.
Uh-huh.
So even if you nod off, okay, these environmental things can just chip away at the quality all night long, you wake up feeling like you haven't really recharged.
Okay, wow. So we've kind of laid out the potential roadblocks. Not getting enough deep sleep, maybe having a nighttime routine that's actually disruptive,
Uh-huh.
and a bedroom that's, well, less than ideal for proper rest.
Yeah, those seem to be the big three, according to the sources.
But the good news, the encouraging part, is that the material we looked at doesn't just point out problems, it offers a really clear strategy, like an exact 3-step bedtime routine. They call it a potential game changer.
Yeah, it's presented very practically.
So let's break it down. Step 1, the 2-hour wind down. What's crucial here?
Okay, the key idea for this first step is starting to disconnect from stimulating stuff well before you actually want to be asleep.
Right, not just 5 minutes before.
No, Specifically, the advice is to put away screens, phones, tablets, computers, TV, about 90 minutes before your target bedtime.
90 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. It gives your brain a chance to actually start slowing down.
Yeah.
Lets that melatonin production ramp up naturally without the blue light getting in the way.
And instead of screens?
The suggestion is to switch to genuinely calming activities. Reading a physical book,
Old school.
doing some light, gentle stretching, maybe listening to some quiet music or a podcast. Something relaxing.
I like that phrase they used, swap Netflix for a book. It just sounds calmer.
It does, doesn't it? It creates a different mental space.
Okay, so that's step one. The 90-minute screen-free wind down with relaxing alternatives. Step two sounds interesting. The 4-7-8 breathing trick. How does that work?
Okay, this one's a specific breathing exercise. It's designed to help calm your nervous system down, and apparently quite quickly.
How do you do it?
It's pretty straightforward. You do it once you're actually in bed. First, you breathe in quietly through your nose for a count of 4.
Okay, in for 4.
Then you hold your breath for a count of 7.
Hold for 7.
And finally, you exhale completely through your mouth, making a whooshing sound for a count of 8.
Out for 8, so 4.78.
That's the pattern. The thinking behind it is that this specific rhythm helps slow your heart rate, reduces feelings of stress or anxiety, basically preps your body and mind for sleep.
And they suggest it can calm you down in about a minute.
Around 60 seconds, yeah. That's the claim. It's definitely simple enough to try.
Fascinating. Such a simple technique for potentially a big impact. Okay, and the final step in this 3-part routine brings us back to the bedroom environment. Step 3. Optimize your cave.
Ah, yeah, I like that name too. It paints the right picture.
So what are the key elements for optimizing your cave?
The main goal here is basically minimizing sensory input as much as possible. Make it easy for your brain to switch off.
Right.
So number 1,
Yeah.
darkness. Aim for pitch black if you can. Use blackout curtains if light creeps in. Or a simple eye mask works wonders for many people.
Okay, dark. What else?
Temperature. A slightly cool room is generally better for sleep. The recommendation is often around 65 degrees Fahrenheit or about 18 Celsius.
Cool, not cold.
Exactly. Cool and comfortable. And the third thing is silence, or at least minimizing disruptive noise.
Earplugs.
Earplugs are great if you need them, or a white noise machine, or even just a fan can help mask inconsistent sounds from outside or inside the house.
Got it.
The goal is really just creating a space that clearly signals sleep time to your body and brain, helping you drift off and stay in that deeper, restful sleep.
Dark, cool, and quiet. It makes so much intuitive sense when you lay it out like that. And the clear call to action is, try this 3-step routine tonight. See how you feel tomorrow.
Exactly. Give it a go.
Now, the material we dug into didn't actually stop there. It also offered some, let's call them bonus hacks. Extra strategies to potentially boost sleep quality even more.
Yeah, like an extra toolkit.
The first one was called the 10-3-2-1 rule. Can you walk us through that one?
Sure. It's basically a set of time-based guidelines for avoiding certain things before bed. So the 10 stands for no caffeine within 10 hours of your bedtime.
10 hours. Wow, that's quite a while.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Caffeine can linger in your system. The 3 is for no large meals or excessive food within 3 hours of bed. Digestion takes energy.
Okay, 10 for caffeine, 3 for food.
The 2 is about stopping work-related activities 2 hours before bed. Let your mind properly disengage from work stress.
Makes sense.
And the final one is no screen time for at least 1 hour before bed. This overlaps a bit with the wind down, but reinforces the screen point.
So 10-3-2-1. Caffeine, food, work, screens. That's a really clear, actionable framework.
It is a structured way to kind of power down for the night.
Another bonus tip was about timing your hydration. What was the thinking there?
Right. This one's pretty practical. While staying hydrated during the day is obviously crucial.
Of course.
The suggestion is to maybe ease off the liquids in the last hour or so before bed.
Why is that? Just to avoid getting up?
Pretty much. Drinking a lot right before sleep just increases the odds you'll need a bathroom trip during the night.
Yeah.
And every time you wake up fully, you disrupt your sleep cycles.
And potentially miss out on that deep sleep again.
Exactly. So front load your hydration earlier in the evening if possible.
That's a really simple, practical tip.
Okay.
Okay, and the last bonus idea mentioned some natural sleep aids.
Yeah, it touched on a couple of common natural options some people find helpful. Magnesium supplements came up.
Okay.
Magnesium plays a role in muscle relaxation and nerve function, so the thinking is it might help calm the body. Chamomile tea was the other one.
Ah, classic.
Yeah, well known for its calming properties. The general advice was maybe taking these about 30 minutes before you plan to sleep.
But with a caveat, I assume.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Always wise to check in with a doctor or pharmacist before starting any new supplement, even if it's natural, just to be safe and check for interactions.
Good point. Very important. So, okay, there we have it. We've sort of unpacked why you might be waking up exhausted even after what seems like enough sleep.
Hmm. Those three potential culprits.
And we've laid out a really tangible plan, that three-step routine, plus some extra tips to actually address it. It really does seem to come down to prioritizing the quality of sleep, not just counting the hours.
It really does. And often it's about making these relatively small, deliberate tweaks to your evening and your environment. They can add up to have a surprisingly big impact.
So here's the encouragement, the call to action for you listening. Tonight, try putting that three-step routine into practice.
That 2-hour wind down.
Swap Netflix for a book.
Try that 4-7-8 breathing once you're in bed.
And take a look at your bedroom. Can you make it darker, cooler, quieter? Optimize your cave.
And maybe, as you're getting ready, think about those bonus hacks too. The 10-3-2-1 rule, timing your fluids. See if any of those feel like they could help you personally.
And then, the crucial part. Tomorrow morning, just take a moment. Check in with yourself. How do you actually feel?
Yeah. Did you wake up feeling a bit more refreshed or ready for the day?
And maybe think beyond just one night. Consider how consistently making these small shifts, prioritizing this stuff, how could that impact not just your mornings, but your whole day?
Your energy, your mood, your focus.
It's all connected, isn't it? And it really does seem to start with how well you sleep tonight.